Michael, this has been the works in a while here. It's great to have you on to Creative for ConTech. Let's get into it. You've worked at FTI, Deloitte, KPMG. What has led you from professional services to construction technology?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me today. It's good to catch up. What has led me to move from professional services to ConTech? Well, I saw a lot of opportunities for improvement. As a consultant, you get involved in projects when they're, not going so well, or you get involved with organizations that seem to have similar problems on their projects, usually about, keeping projects on time and on budget or dealing with ones that are not. As an analyst and a consultant, I don't have the luxury of living the job. I have the luxury of having to catch up, which gave me a lot of insights because I'd have to go through data. Data was very useful. What I found was the data was always telling a different story than the people. And that to me was a problem, particularly because the data was usually much more accurate and thorough than the memories of the people who were involved. You could see a lot of big picture problems through the data. It just took a long time to get there, which is where the opportunity for me was, instead of being called up at the end of a job or midway through when money's been lost, if we can, start to make the data visible or the findings from the data visible sooner, there would be a value add towards achieving what people wanted to achieve, getting projects done on time, on budget, and not ending up in court and maximizing profit margins. So, I spent a lot of time thinking about, what would need to happen to get the industry there, and technology was really the only way, particularly because of the amount of time it takes to dig through the data, the amount of problems that come with not having sound controls around the data, led me to a place where if you can solve those two issues, you can start to really give people what they needed to be much more successful. So I saw that as a massive opportunity.
Awesome. So noticing these gaps and, always being behind their data it's kind of what pushed you to create these tech solutions, which kind of leads me to my next question here. What is your secret sauce to success? So, any advice that you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs or innovators in this context space?
Well, first of all, I think that you really need to thoroughly understand the problems that you're seeking to solve. You have to have lived, and at least in my case, it was very important that I had lived it. And that's important because you then be able to connect with the customers a little bit better on some of their challenges. You have a little bit more understanding of the situation, and you can link the situation to the solution. I think the other piece is being very, very in tune with the people that you're looking to sell to. Make sure that you understand thoroughly not just what you think they need, but what they believe that they need. Because I spent some time having to figure that out. That's how you get to product market fit. And then the last piece is know that, when you're walking into this, it looks a lot more fun than it really is in terms of the amount of work that is required to succeed. You have to be willing to bet it all, put everything on the line, and work harder than you've ever had to work. And to be honest, it's enjoyable, but it doesn't come without, knowing that it's not just going to be fun time. It's going to be a lot of challenges. It's only going to make you stronger, and you got to be willing. You got to know that's what you're getting into.
Definitely going to come stronger now the other side, that's for sure. I love that. I think especially putting the focus on, really listening to customers and building with a purpose, it will go a long way. Let's switch gears for a moment. I want to get to know you on more of a personal level. What is your favorite quote? And if you could have dinner with any two famous people, dead or alive, who would you choose?
All right. So I like Rocky movies, first of all, underdog stories and that sort of thing. But there was one quote from probably the latest Rocky movie when he was talking to his son, and he said, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep going. To me, that feels like the story of my life and also my journey as a entrepreneur. I think it's very, very meaningful to me to know that, you just got to keep getting up and keep moving forward. If I were to go to dinner, I mean, first, my hero is Slash from Guns N' Roses. He'd have to be there. I think he's an amazing talent, best guitarist I've ever heard, at least in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I think he's a pretty cool cat. So I would enjoy my time with him. He'd be sort of there as the cool guy.
Yeah.
And the person I'd want to learn from, dead Steve Jobs. I really liked his focus on how to make something meaningful, push the boundaries, and bring a big idea to the world. And I think in that vein, if I'm thinking about somebody alive, I might consider Elon Musk. I find him a very
I
interesting
get
guy
it.
with a lot of really big ideas, and he's moving these big ideas forward. I like big
Yeah.
ideas, I like thinking big. I do think that he's seen a lot of interesting things, but most importantly, I'd want to those guys about bringing a big idea to the world and what do you need to know about that?
I hear you. And you get a trip into space, going on SpaceX. Can't get any better than
Maybe.
that.
Yeah, maybe we can have our meeting in space. We'll take Slash to space.
I could definitely see those would be some fascinating choices, incredible conversations. I think for me, it would be in a totally different direction. It would be Melissa McCarthy and Jim Carrey, two comedy icons, but I'm pretty sure we'd laugh so much that the food would go cold. That's for sure.
I'm a fan of Jim Carrey.
He's great. He's great. But look, thank you so much for hopping on. You've been great. Great to hear your story and the journey behind ConTech. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. It was a good conversation. Appreciate it.